Hey everybody, it's Orochinagi here, and I want to talk to you about some of the changes that we've seen, or we're about to see, in the King of Fighters All Star. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about is the developer's note from, posted by community manager Yuri, and they're talking about, I think the most important thing to talk about is the unified summon system and summon rate increase. Now, you may or may not have heard about this because it's not in the announcements, it's actually in the developer's note on the King of Fighters All-Star official community forum. Now, what's happening is they are changing the summons, they're combining the summons into one, as you can see in the picture there. So that means the Limited Fest, the Noah Fest, the Pickup Summon are all going into one. And that's kind of cool because they're going to put all the fighters together, and that means you just have to throw all your rubies at one summon, which means you're going to get... Yeah, you think about that, right? It's like, well, hold on a minute. But the idea is that you're going to get an increased rate of getting something. And it going from 0.3 up to 3%, which is huge. However, yeah, as we said, that kind of leaves a few questions and it's not extremely clear what's going to happen to your actual summon. So, for example, if we look over here, remember we've got the pickup. There's a pickup. Now this is going to be combined into one, and our normal one is, of course, the Noah Fest. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute. So I have to get all the way to the end to get everything or anything. So it's split. So in a way it's good because you definitely getting something by throwing all your money into it, but it's also bad because you're not getting something very specific for your trouble. However, what they've said is that the way it's going to work is that you're going to be able to choose a color, and then that is going to help you narrow it down for what you're going to get. Still, I'm not particularly... I don't feel particularly clarified on how this is going to work, but the idea is it's going to make people more happy. But frankly, the most important thing that I understand is that, well, in fact, it's still a question, but from what I've heard, all the summoning that we've done is going to disappear. And I think that's going to be a little bit crazy because, for example, some people, you might have remembered, we've all been summoning every day trying to get to the end, and if you get to the end you're going to get not a selector, but you get a guaranteed 20% chance it's going to be one of these guys, which is pretty good. Again, it wouldn't go amiss, or Mega Rugal, but if they reset this it's going to be slightly upsetting. So we're in a bit of a panic right now because we're like, well, okay, maybe I need to run and throw my rubies at this, finish this off, and then I can be okay. Because some people said, well, if you remember the last time they changed this from the Noah Fest, remember before the Noah Fest, it was another thing, that progress disappeared and it reset and we had to start again. So I'm like, whoa, if they do the same thing, a lot of us are going to be slightly angry. So... But then again, what are they going to give us? Some rubies, as a compensation? Yeah, that's not good enough. So I'm going to dash forward and try to finish this off as quickly as possible. And I suggest you may want to do the same. Or you could trust Netmarble and expect them to somehow compensate you for all this. Well, these are free summons at the end of the day, right? They're going to compensate you for these at some point. Maybe not. I don't know if you want to do that. I'm not going to take the chance. Another thing that may or may not annoy you is that, of course, the chocolate coins are not going to carry over to the next event. And I'm like, what? You what? Have you made your choice between Zero Clone and the waifus? I have. And now I can't even go back. There's nothing I can do apart from buying a couple of coins, but it's too late. It's too late. You can get like 300 coins. You're still not going to get enough to be able to buy Clone Zero, or rather, what's his name? Fart Moustache, or whatever his name is. It's not going to happen. And I thought, if you remember, like over here, if you remember the pictures, right? Team Relay Dungeon, you know that there's going to be more monsters there coming up. But the chocolate coins, they're gone. And I'm like, well, hold on a minute. I couldn't carry those over for the next one? That sucks. So I'm not very happy about that. And if you haven't picked Clone Zero, if you still haven't decided, Clone Zero is a good choice. He's a very strong character. Took me by surprise on PvP. But I'm going for the waifus anyway. So Dark Chocolate Makai's gone in the day. See you later. Another thing that's annoying is, of course, this event. So as you may or may not know, you're collecting all these shards so that you can make some wonderful set cards. He's going to be here for 5 days and then he's going to disappear. And I've done this from day one, so it's like, well, yeah, every day. And how many shards have I got? I'll tell you how many I've got. And it's going to be more than you. Although technically it's completely random, right? But I've got 172. When Chizuru was here, I managed to get 178. You need 150 per card. And the only way to do that is wait for the next rotation. And, you know, I'm really just assuming that they will be back for a rotation. But if you don't want to wait, you need to spend rubies. And then you can add an extra count, beat up the boss again, and get like 3 more shards. You're like, okay, that's nice. It's expensive, but that's the pros and cons of waiting. You know, if you don't wait, you spend the rubies, you get the stronger cards before everyone else, and therefore you have the advantage. Da-da! Or you wait, and then, you know, eventually you'll be strong. Might be too late for PvP though. And that's how the way they're playing this game. You pay, you're going to get the advantage. So at least it's not with real money, right? You're still using rubies, and with championship and everything, you're getting a healthy amount of rubies maybe around every week, which is nice. Bao's gone, didn't manage to get him, that sucked, but I got his card, which is going to be very, very good when Chizuru comes back. And Roulette is still continuing on, and Vanessa Soul's been quite nice. And of course now, I've still got holiday tickets to use up. That's been good. That's been good. Baseball's been good. But now, of course, we have the choice. Well, not really a choice, because this is going to run for 2 weeks. And then I guess, I don't know. I don't think they're going to combine this, to be honest. I think these are just going to stay separate, but the pickups are gone. Or maybe they are going to combine it. Oh my god, I can't even visualize it. But the point is now, you've got 2 weeks to decide whether you want to get, well, you can't really choose. And there's a selector at the end, and you can choose between him and her, right? But yeah, on the way, you might be lucky and just get one. I don't know. But both of these characters are extremely strong. Very, very strong characters. Of course, until the next strong character. But these guys have been reported to be absolutely laying the smackdown on everyone. So if you still haven't got a purple, if you still haven't got a super duper character, you might very well want to invest in going for one of these. Good luck to you. Purple Vanessa is still also very good, so if you keep going on that if you've got it, if you started. And I think that's pretty much it for the overview. So we've got a new summon banner coming up, which is going to unify everything. They're also going to give you some soul dust for your purple souls, which is nice because it was only really for a select amount of characters. But now they're going to let you grind soul dust for leveling up your characters faster. But in fact, actually, the last thing, of course, that I want to talk about is the awakening, and I've got no real pictures or anything to use for that. But the idea is, we suspected this was going to happen a long time ago, right? Because right now you've got the festival where you're collecting everything, and you're going to be able to get yourself a wonderful box over here and get yourself a lovely prize of getting yourself one of these super duper dudes or dudettes even. And of course, I'm sure a lot of you are going to be interested in getting Omega Rugal. Well, that's nice. However, they're about to break the limit once. Well, not once again, but for the first time, maybe. Maybe not even the first time or whatever. So, what's going to happen is the awakening system will go into effect. And that means, basically, you're going to have to level up your characters again. It's as simple as that. They're saying it's just going to be a one thing or whatever, but I suspect we're going to have to do a lot of work. And in fact, so if you manage to get a selector, people are saying that you can use that selector as the awakening. So in other words, that means you're going to have to try and get Omega Rugal twice. So if you thought that was it, you've got yourself an Omega Rugal. No! Life continues, the grinding continues, and you're probably going to have to grind for him again. How sick is that? So you notice, of course, that everybody's on level 90. You know, level 90 was already a question. Why not level 99? And this could be very well the awakening they're talking about. Or it could be an extra button. Who knows? But that's it. There's going to be, you know, there's another layer of strength on everyone. So good luck with that. Imagine that you just got yourself some super duper character and you're going to have to go for it again. I can't really believe it. I hope it's something else, because that is slightly upsetting. Slightly upsetting. But if they can make it a fun way to do, then, well, okay then, grindy. Speaking of grindy, don't forget, of course, that it is another season of Championship, maybe every month or every week, sorry. And that, don't forget that you need to put your characters in place and also put their cards in place as well, because it doesn't really remember. Look, it doesn't really remember your teams or anything. So don't forget to reset and put all your teams in place and get ready to fight. Championship mode is working okay, of course with a bit of lag, so if you're lucky. And I think that's pretty much it. So that's my rambling done. I hope that was informative. But of course, if you've logged in today, you need to spend your coins, your pink coins, immediately. And if you want to grind up for 0, I think you're going to need to use some rubies for that. Lady 0 and 0 are out. I don't know why they're not calling Pretty 0. So good luck if you want to get yourself a superpower character. But they're going to combine all the summon things together. So you're throwing all your rubies at the same thing. And then there's going to be an awakening system, which is going to be, I don't know, man. It could upset people, or it could make people very happy. But it's going to basically, at the end of it, it's going to be another tier of characters. So if you think you've got a strong character now, just wait. Yeah, you're going to need to do some work to make it stronger. Alright, this is Orochinagi Zoyaji with the Ramble Damble. I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to do that thing you know. Do that thing. We'll see you next time. Take it easy.